Welcome to Subramani. Every time the market goes down even a little bit, there is panic, especially among new investors and new traders. and very quickly we forget. So if you take some numbers, I think in 2020 the market fell some 30% or 35%, but end of the year it must have been up by 15-16%. So regularly if you take, let me get the numbers. In 2016 it was up 11% and then down 12%, down 10%, and in 2014 it was down 7% and then it was up 11%. So it is very regular that you see markets are down by 7 to 10% and then it recovers 5 to 7% or 10% and we're back to business. So but the time when the market falls, you will hear ridiculous headlines like Ambani loses 6,000 crores in market cap or 50,000 crores in market cap, whatever, just plug in a number, or Adani loses so much money. Nobody has lost money. The market valuation is a number which keeps fluctuating on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter to Ambani, it doesn't matter to Adani. Why should it matter to you? It is just to scare you, because the entertainment of fear is all great entertainment, right? So you see the most popular shows are the one in which there is fear. There is fear that a scorpion will bite you, or a snake will bite you, or a cheetah will catch you. Anything like that, or a fear of heights, jumping from high places. So, many of these things. The entertainment of fear is really huge. And we are also, we have got some enough enzymes in our body and morphines, whatever you want to call them, enough chemicals in our body, let me stick to that word, where when there is fear, you want to run away, right? Typically our ancestors survived by saying, oh, that looks like a lion, and climbing up the tree, versus the guy who thought it was a deer and the lion just killed him. Now it is important for us to realize that once upon a time when a lion attacked you, a lion did not negotiate, can I take only a finger, I'm not very hungry, can I just take your hand? It meant death. Today it is not so, right? If you have a portfolio worth 100 and you are afraid that the market is falling, you can always sell 5, you can always sell 7, you can always sell 10, right? You don't have to worry too much about it. And it's very funny that when people come to me and say, I've got money, should I invest it now or will the market come down? And I'm amused because I do not know down means what. Will it come down 5%? Will it come down 7%? Yes, of course it will. But it will also consequently go up. So will you be able to perfectly time it when it is 5% down or when it is 7% down? I don't know. So when you get scared of headlines, so first of all, if you have to be a good investor, you should not consume financial news, right? It is meant to sensationalize, it is meant to sell fear, and that is exactly what people do. So when you watch the media, whether it is any television media, CNBC, ET Now, or whatever you're watching, their voice gets shrill and they tell you like, oh my God, the market is 7% down. What happens if the current politician withdraws support? Then will the government fall and things like that? Nothing happens. The government doesn't fall, right? It is like turbulence in an airline. There could be turbulence in your flight. It doesn't mean it's going to lead to a crash. Maybe 10 out of 100 flights have experienced turbulence, but 1 out of 1,000,000 flights, or maybe 1 out of 10 million flights crash. So you have to be worried about crash. You don't have to be worried about turbulence. So when the market does these things of selling off 7%, 10%, remember that once in your lifetime, I have seen this happen, the stocks will fall 50%, 40, 50%. That is huge. And if it comes at a later stage, for me it came in 93 when I was just 30 years of age. I did not have too much money, but yes, getting wiped out, your income going for a toss because you're dependent on, you're a broker, all those things happen, but then at a later stage there's greater trauma because you got more to lose. Today if I were to lose 50%, I don't know how comfortable will I be, right? There will be a tipping point in everybody's life saying, let me take some money and protect it, let me do something, let me buy gold, let me buy a house, let me buy some debt instruments, right? So that fear will always be there. But for a 7% fall or a 10% fall, to panic and say what happened, oh my god, now what is going to happen, it does not make any sense, because stocks could always be down, and there could be many reasons, right? So if you take 2020, it was the COVID, then there was before that 1987 was it the global financial crisis happened. 2008 global financial crisis happened. All these things happened, but today in retrospect, when you see, these were just blips. And I am talking as a person who has lived through 92 to 2001, 2002, when the market fell 50%, right, over a 10-year period. Market just didn't recover. After that, to make good for that, market went up 300%, or sorry, 700%, right, in 3-4 years. So market will do these kind of things. So whether to panic when it is down or to celebrate very early. Just imagine you had invested to 2000 index, it went to 6000. That was fantastic. So you said 300%, itna to main kabhi nahi kamaunga. You sold, and from 6000 it went to 21,000. Both ways it can happen, right? Market can go up, market can come down. So market job is to keep going up, coming down, and doing things like that. If you are an investor, you have to be able to stand steady, ignore the noise, climb up a tree when you think it's a line, or say, okay, when the market comes down, I'll sell 5%, it's okay, another 95% is going to participate, right? But this is very addicting. You want all of it, right? If you have 20,000 shares of one company, you want all 20,000 to go up from 30 to 450. There is no harm in selling off 1,000 shares and waiting with 19,000 shares. It's not too bad. You've recovered a part of your cost. So look at it that way. See how you will react. Don't react like how our forefathers reacted to a line. The line did not negotiate. There were nothing called partial loss. Here partial loss can be booked, right? So when you think the market is panicking or whatever, you don't have to sell all your equity. Sell a portion of your equity if that makes you feel good. If there is itching in your hand saying I must do something, do it. Sitting tight is the best thing to do. Investing more is maybe a better thing to do. Is a good thing to do, better thing to do, but the best thing to do would be to sit calm and maybe invest more, right? So will you be able to do that? Don't panic, don't sell, don't react at all, right? It's easy to say, but look at it like a roller coaster. In the roller coaster, when you're going for the first time, after 20 seconds there's going to be a deep dive, and you're in the front seat and you think you're going to hit the ground. You're going to recover also. Some portion of your brain is rational, but good chance that you will scream. But if you go in the same ride 5 times, you will stop screaming. It doesn't happen that the end or whatever it be. You are perhaps better ready to accept it. Your stomach is better. Your brain is the same, but your stomach is better. Or of course, in a worst case scenario, in a ride, when you're very scared, close your eyes, because once you close your eyes, you can't see what is happening, right? Of course, it's a waste of money going into a ride with your eyes closed, but equity market is not like that. You will see a 50% fall, you will see a 30% fall. We saw it in 2002, right? 2020. We saw that 50% fall or a 35-40% fall when the market fell and the VIX was at 80. 70 or 80, whatever. So volatility is high. That's a great time to be buying, but you may not have bought. But if you bought, you would have done well. If you bought more, you would have done even better, right? So ability to sit tight is a very important reason why you make money. And we find enough reasons to worry about trade war, American debt, America being downgraded, America not having enough money to spend because the Senate is not passing the bill to raise the debt limit, right? Those are enough reasons. In India, election, then will they support, will they not support? Oh my God, small election in Goa, that also they lost. Now they're going to lose the big election in 2029. We can keep on building stories and worrying about it. Don't do that. Then you're not going to become a good investor. To become a good investor, you've got to stop worrying. You have to be optimistic about the future. If you're not optimistic about the future, why would you invest in equities, right? So all these things make you a good investor. So don't worry too much about uh, what you can't control. So then they get into, oh, inflation is high and things like that. Please remember, when inflation is high, equity market returns will be better. So don't worry about things which you can't control. I mean, read about macros, but don't worry too much about macros. Thank you.